Hello, it's Meredith Waters on 103.9 Hope FM, where we bring hope, share joy, and build community. We love getting out into the community, and today I am out at the Esperance Civic Centre because there is a very special music program happening. I'm about to talk to Helen Kruger, who's come all the way from Perth to talk about an upcoming program that won't be just a once-off here in Esperance, but will have, hopefully, a ripple effect from years to come because of the programs that will be in place next year. Thank you so much for your time today, Helen.
Oh, my pleasure, Meredith. Lovely to be here.
So can you tell us a little bit more?
Absolutely. So the project is called The Sounds of Esperance, and it's in 3 parts. The first part is in 2 of the schools down here. So we have Nelson Primary and Castletown. And we'll be doing primarily a singing project in both of the schools. We're going to be writing a new song about Esperance for children's voices. We're also going to partner with the Massed Choir Festival, which is a choir festival in Perth that involves 100 state primary schools. It's really phenomenal. And be working with some of their repertoire, some of their songs for 2026. And we'll be coming down for terms 1, 2 and 3. So we're going to come down twice each term. And every time we come down, I'm going to bring different musicians. So I might bring a violinist or a cellist or a double bass player or an electric bass player or an oboist or a clarinetist or a singer-songwriter. So the idea is that each time we come down, we'll do a little concert for each of the schools. And then we'll work with each of the classrooms, writing music and learning these songs. And then that comes to the second part of the project, which in the afternoons, after school, and in the evenings, we'll be working with community musicians. So anyone who has an instrument that, might be stuffed down the back of their wardrobe, or we would encourage you to get it out and have a play and join this project. And what that would mean is that when we come down, we'll just have some time slots you can just book in with one of the musicians, and maybe you want to have a lesson, or maybe something about your instrument's not really working, and we'll have a look, see if we can help. Maybe you need some new repertoire, some new songs to play. Absolutely, we can do that. And ideally, we then put people into groups so that you can rehearse together, whether it's every week or fortnight. So this will continue on term, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. When we get to September, we're going to prepare for a big festival show. And what that show will look like is 2 nights at the Esperance Civic Centre, a Friday and Saturday. I'm going to bring down part of an orchestra, and then the Esperance players will form the other part of the orchestra. So we'll have this kind of hybrid symphony orchestra together. The school choirs will sing with the orchestra. We've already identified some amazing musicians in Esperance who will do a solo with the orchestra. We've got some people who have written a song that they'd love to have an orchestra play with them. So we will orchestrate that song. So it really is a showcase of what fabulous musicians we have down here, and really just kind of supporting the music making that's already happening, and also really hoping that we can encourage some more people to get their instruments out. And there's a lot of opportunity for some side-by-side playing. So, we're going to bring an incredible drummer down, pretty famous. And if there's a guitarist who really wants to record a number with a phenomenal drummer, that's your moment. We'll have a couple of pianists that come down who can accompany anyone, and just to really help develop either songwriting or production skills, or we're happy to cover what is needed. So if anyone wants to get in touch with me about it, my email address is helen@australianbaroque.com, and send me an email. Tell me what you play. Tell me what you'd like to play. Maybe you don't like jazz. Maybe you love country music. Or maybe you love classical music, heaven forbid. So the concert will be a real showcase. It'll be a huge variety of things. We have a lot of different people performing, all kinds of instruments and singers. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the hope is that this is a rolling program that we will have, not just 2026, that it's something that we could work towards every year and make this a really big festival event that's really inclusive, and it has lots of other concerts. Maybe we go and do one at the brewery or out at your famous bakery, who doesn't want to go there, or even at Cloud 11, maybe we could do a Sunday afternoon set. So yeah, that's the vibe.
Wow, I'm super excited. I did hear about a whisper of the project a few weeks ago, and I have to be honest and say I have been buzzing ever since. I do know that our town has amazing talent and skill, but the opportunity to play with the Baroque Orchestra and to have that nurturing is going to be amazing. So thank you so much. I'm interested to know, is this the first time you've tried this kind of project, or has this occurred somewhere else?
Great question. So I used to work for the Perth Symphony, and in that role, I developed this program in Narrogin. So we did a big hay bales festival. So we built an arena of hay bales and did a concert in there. And in that community, we had, one of the councillors happens to play French horn. So we got everyone playing. We had a classical group, we had a couple of rock bands, a jazz group, and we had a couple of community choirs. And it was really epic. And also working with the Shire of Moora, they've got a concert end of March. Similarly, they're building an arena of hay bales for it. So it's a community music program, it's a schools music program, and it's really kind of the bringing together of people for music. And as we know, music is one of the most uplifting, joyful things that you can do. And certainly singing with other people, playing with other people, it just kind of, it's tenfold the joy. So done a few of these before, and it was actually Tammy McMahon from the Civic Centre who asked me, would I consider developing something specifically for Esperance. And that's the idea. It's not a copy and paste in each regional town. Everyone is very different. Everyone has very different wish lists of what they'd like to see and different talents and different experiences. So yeah, we're very happy to tailor to really make it what the community would like.
This is fantastic. You've covered a lot, so I'm not sure if there's anything else you would like to add, but if there is...
Well, I would just encourage you to keep your eyes and ears out for next steps. The next step would be to find out dates that we're coming down and to book yourself in with a session with one of the musicians and just come and have a chat and see how you can be part of it. And if you don't play anything or sing anything, if you still would like to be part of it, gosh, we need so many more people, like people helping with stage and people helping coordinate things. And don't you worry, there will be endless amounts of roles for people to fill. It's going to be a really exciting thing.
Now, at Hope FM, we like to ask a few extra questions. Would you be willing to answer those?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's nice. Often people have a deer in the headlights look when I ask this. You mentioned that music brings people together and it's such a significant part of our lives. At Hope FM, we play music. So one of the questions we have is, what was the first album or song that you downloaded?
First song I downloaded.
Or album.
Well, the first CD.
Okay, yes, let's go with that.
Will that work? That also shows my age, that I still remember CDs and still have them, was for solo violin. I'm a violinist, so it's a solo violin by a German composer called Johann Sebastian Bach. And I bought this CD because I was playing one of the pieces on it for an exam. And what was really funny about this story is roll on several years and I went to London to do a master's at the Royal Academy of Music. And a few months in, I had to play in a masterclass with this incredible Russian teacher called Lydia Modkovich. And she is, your typical Russian. She's quite small, had her hair like always up, done very elegantly, like full face of makeup. I mean, she didn't drink in lessons, but I'm pretty sure she had like the vodka stored out the back. She used to chain smoke in lessons, like, really hardcore, old school Russian. She's like in her 90s. And I had to play in this masterclass. I was really nervous because she was the one on that first CD that I bought. And I said to her, I have to tell you, like the first CD I ever bought was you playing this solo Bach. It was a real kind of, meeting your heroes kind of moment. And then I had to play for her and I was so terrified. My knees were shaking.
That is fabulous. I have to be honest and say there is never a time when we ask people that question that it doesn't bring up some amazing story. So thank you so much for being generous with your memories, and I hope that the question has triggered a good memory for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So we are about bringing hope and sharing joy. So what brings you hope? Or what do you hope in or hope for?
Well, I have two beautiful children. And I think anyone with kids just adds another dimension to what you hope for the future, because You don't want them to suffer. You want them to enjoy life, and you hope for them to have a kind of happy, fulfilled time. But at the same time, when I look back at my life to date, and maybe many more years from here on, it's actually those really difficult times and all of that adversity which has really shaped my character and what I've done in life. And, I'm like really hard times, really, really like, am I going to survive this kind of times? And so it's like this double-edged thing. I don't want them to suffer, but really they have to suffer in some way, shape or form to kind of develop as fully grown human beings. So sorry, that's not really an answer.
It is absolutely an answer. They're very wise words. So thank you for sharing that. The other part of our tagline is about sharing joy. So I'm interested to know what makes you smile.
Music. Music makes me smile. I mean, it also makes you cry, and it makes you feel all that pain that you might have been suppressing down. There's nothing like hearing a great piece of music to like release all of that stored emotion. So music is just so essential to us. I think, radio is great, and I think, all our streaming service is fantastic, but really where the impact is massive for me is live music. So hats off to everyone at the Esperance Civic Centre for everything they do, and you've got some amazing people in the community like Kaiser, getting people playing. So I really hope that this project that we're doing, it will just help to enable more music making and more audiences to want more music more often, like every week. Like, go and hear a gig every week. Why not? You'll be the better for it.
That is fabulous. And you've actually covered the second part, which was we build community. And I'm sure that your answer will be build music, listen to music.
That's right. Well, definitely for this project, that it's bringing people together and having these stronger ties in community. When you sing, if you stand next to someone in a choir, something kind of neurological happens that you don't even have to be conscious of. Like singing in harmony with other people does something really phenomenal to bonding and this sense of community. So if you're not already in a choir, I suggest you join one.
Perfect. That is all my questions for today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I can't wait to come back down again. Really looking forward to, meeting more people and exploring some fantastic music.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.